Hey, this is Scoots. If you fall asleep fast, I'm really trying to get your attention with this voice, so please pause a second, okay? But if you aren't in a position to support the show, if you're new, you only listen occasionally, you're just going through a tough time, don't worry about this message. We've got you. Listeners like Stephanie support the show, so you don't need to worry about it. But if you fall asleep fast, it's really tough to keep the podcast going in a way that benefits fall asleep fast listeners. It really comes down to fall asleep fast listeners supporting the show, which is, I guess, irony and paradox. Because if you fall asleep within 5 minutes, why would you support the show, right? If Fall Asleep Fast listeners don't support the show, it just can't even exist. Pretty weird conundrum, unique to shows like Sleep With Me. So I don't know, is your why strong enough? Fall Asleep Fast, is that a big enough why to support the show? Would the show not being here be strong enough a why for you to support the show? Or is there something else, like something like Stephanie said? Stephanie's been listening to the show for 8 years, and I had the same experience Scooter describes all the time. Tried it, disliked it, didn't get it, and then I was traveling and I gave it another try, and I fall asleep really quickly now, and it's completely worth supporting the show. In tough times, Sleep With Me's been there, and I feel like I spend so much money on things that have no meaning in my life. This show means so much to me that I can't help but be a supporter. In the past, I felt like other people would take care of it for me, like there was people with limitless money that should be doing the part for the rest of us. But once I really thought about how I spend my money and my deep relationship with the show, I realized I am one of those people who should be a supporter. It took a while to step up, but I did. Scooter works hard for us, so do a bunch of other people, too. And hard work deserves fair compensation. I just hope my support is helping. Well, it is, Stephanie, and it's helpful to hear your why. And if you've got a why, but you haven't supported the show, you could support the show because of your why right now, especially if you fall asleep fast at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But then I'm going to send you a video. I'd love to hear your why of why you're about to sign up and support the show. Or, you could be hopeful like me that someone else has a why out there and they fall asleep fast and they're going to sign up tonight. But if it's you, you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
If your eyes are the windows to your soul and your glasses are the windows to your eyes, then it's pretty important to find your perfect frames. That's why at Warby Parker, we've made shopping for eyewear as easy and fun as can be. Peruse endless styles in our stores, or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. To find your next favorite pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to locate your nearest Warby Parker store, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Whether you play your games with cards or dice or boards or controllers, or however you like to play. Even if you say games, no, and I prefer not to play any games. That's a valid playing no games is a valid choice. Or not having games and just not into it right now, or always, whatever it is. Those are all valid choices. Tonight we'll be listening to some friends playing a game in the world of friendship. But don't worry, you could sleep to it or chill out to it, because it's almost time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to put you to sleep by keeping you company and taking your mind off of stuff. It's a silly, silly show, and I'm so glad you're here. Regular listeners, welcome back. If you're new, I really am glad you're here, and I really hope this podcast can help you. It is an acquired taste podcast. It's just very different, and that doesn't mean you can't acquire it. It doesn't mean you have to either. Just give it a few tries and see how it goes, just because this podcast is so different. And the way it works is I tell you a little bit of, I'll tell you the structure of the show. I ease you into bedtime, and then I tell you a story later on, and I keep you company, because the reason I make the show is, one, like I've been there. I have trouble sleeping on and off my whole life. So I know how it feels, and I want to help. And I really know how it feels. Like, that's why I'm here, to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff in the deep, dark night. Like, so you say, hey, I got a friend in the deep, dark night, a bore friend, he's a little bit of an oddball, but he's there to keep me company. And I didn't like it at first, but I gave it a few tries, and now I realize I was looking for, this is what I've been looking for. It's like a TV on in another room, or a calm party down the street that you're not invested in. Like a sound, the good sounds of water, not the ones where you're like, is that, whatever, that you're like, is that dripping? What is that going on? Or, you know what I mean? Nice water sounds, nice consistent ones. Water, take a hint. Keep it consistent between the hours of 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. I know that's not in your nature. I'm just I'm kind of joking. Water, please don't, please understand. That wasn't passive aggressive. Maybe it was. I don't know. Water, we got something in common. I'm like something like you make up a majority of the planet, and I'm made up of mostly water. So I shouldn't have said it. Water. I shouldn't have said anything about you. I apologize. You're correct. But also, I'm trying to open a sleep podcast. To let you know, not only are you not alone in the deep, dark night, but you deserve a good night's sleep. Now, structurally, the show's different, so let me just tell you really quick, and then I'll re-explain it later. Show starts off with a greeting. That's where we're at now. Then there's support, so the show could be free. And there's 600 ad-supported shows in the feed ready to go, so you can pick and choose from those as well. After that is a long, meandering intro, which is a show within a show, meant to ease you into bedtime, kind of like a cool down act instead of it's a warming, a cooling act to ease you into bedtime as you get ready for bed or as you're getting comfortable. That's like 15, 20 minutes. Then there's support. Then there'll be a bedtime story, journey into our world of friends. And that'll be nice, whether you're listening or you're sleeping through it. So I'm so glad you're here. Give it a few tries, see how it goes. I appreciate it. And, these sponsors are what enable us to do this for free twice a week.
Museums are more than places we visit on a field trip. Across the country, museums protect our shared history, care for wildlife and collections, strengthen local economies, support job training, and spark curiosity in people of all ages. Right now, you can help make sure museums stay strong for future generations. Museum Advocacy Day is a national moment when people contact Congress to ask for continued support for museums and the federal agencies that fund them. Learn how to take action at aam-us.org and tell your representatives that museums matter to education, to communities, to the economy, and to our democracy.
All right, everybody, this is Scooter here. Welcome to our episodically modular series. I was going to say Nuns in Space. I said, no, it's Make Great Pets. It's Journey into the World of Friends is the series we do here. And it's a journey into the world of friends. It's a tale of friends journeying into a world of role-playing and adventure. It's episodically modular, means you can listen to it in any order. This happens to be the 11th episode, but I think the 12th episode, because I think there'll be a bonus. But see, I don't even know. It's so episodically modular, but there'll have been like a seasonal special. So this would be somewhere between the 12th and the 13th episode, or it could be, I don't know. It's episodically modular, man. But the characters are going to catch us up anyway. It's just a lulling, fun story of group of friends. They were designing a role-playing game or a campaign or adventure. Then they became a part of the adventure, and now they're adventuring in the world of friends, which they've journeyed into. And you know who journeys here every week? Every other week when we record this, the journeyman announcer. I mean, he's passed beyond journeyman. What game was that where you wanted to become like, those were the 3 levels. I can, man, I wonder what that was. I don't know. It was a role-playing game, video game, and you would strive to go up. That would be your next level up, and then you become whatever. I don't know what becomes apprentice, journeyman, and then whatever expert or something. Well, anyway, his expertise is in making great intros to a sleep podcast, also driving all the way from Los Angeles or wherever he may be staying at the time and flying, if needed, is our Hollywood announcer, Mr. Antonio Banderas. As the friends beyond the binary, he said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for a journey into the world of friends. Yippee-yay. Wow, that was everything at once. Thanks, Antonio. Now, Antonio just happened to arrive on a monumentous day where we could play a game together, a used game I bought that I've talked about on the podcast for years. I finally found a reasonably priced one with reasonably priced shipping. So we're going to sit down. If you can remain quiet for the next hour and 30 minutes, without any twinkling of joy in your heart or any angels observing you and sighing, or any people from, beneath the earth looking at you and making creaking noises because they have FOMO or whatever they have of you. They say, well, we know Antonio will never join us down here, but sure would be nice to have that smile, and probably would give angels FOMO. So we could play that game. Oh, What a Mountain is the game. Maybe I'll do an episode about it at some point in the future. But anyway, that's Mr. Antonio Banderas. I'm Scooter, and this is a journey into the world of friends. Take it away. Okay, we're just waking up here. I'm just still waking up. This is Zell, and does anybody want to review where we are, what's happening, where we're going? No? Okay, I'll take it then. I'm Zell. I'm, strong of arms. Once upon a time when Lord Von Chill would call me a working class warrior. So I'm, warrior of our party. And, I'm happy to be here. We've got our someone with nimble fingers who's fleet of foot, who has stealth and is honest about how she feels. Granada of Darmok, at her side, another warrior, but a warrior who prefers to be known as their grace or your grace. He doesn't say grace, but he is at one point he was my grace. Those days have passed, and that's Lord Von Chill. We also have our magic user, Wada. And then, of course, our healer, our Florentian nurse, believes in the three Florences, Eleanor. And we're somewhere in a room beneath the handy halls, or in the handy halls of the Land of Leisure, in the midst of an adventure, underneath the attraction, journey into the world of friends, or world of friends. And I think once upon a time it was known as Journey into World of Friends. It was a boat-based attraction in the before time when the Land of Leisure was known as a theme park within the area of Florida. And people would come and ride the boat and listen to the soundtrack, which we kind of replicated recently. Welcome to the World of Friends, and talks about friendship, and it showed plush-like friends from around the world, celebrating friendship and participating in friendship activities that friends do together, and represent friendship metaphorically, kind of. Not everybody that is in a band is necessarily. Anyway, that's a quibble. Friends quibble, though. So we said, so we're beneath this attraction. Who are we? We're a party of adventurers. I cover what are we here for? We're here to stop Vidul. Vidul, a dragon-based being, we believe, or a magic user, very, very powerful, but in contact with something much, much more powerful than even Vidul. Maybe power beyond our imagination. We were sent here by the Baron of the Boil, the current leader of Florida. The Baron of the Boil restored the free flow water to Florida, and that was essential for us and all the things we believe in a lot of our motivations. And that's how Baron of the Boil became the leader of Florida. But Vidul, who happens to be a foundling and the Baron of the Boil's son, her son, have taken over this attraction and are working. They stopped the free flow water. And that was, reason enough to send us on an adventure. But as we've learned, and as maybe we learned before from our different places we represent, it wasn't just about the free flow water and reestablishing that free flow water, and also reestablishing the Baron of the Boil's control over the free flow water. Those, like the surface level of task at hand that we have not accomplished. But the reason Vidul is stop the free flow water is Vidul's excavating a portal, which in an imaginary adventure we had once upon a time is somehow goes to another world or another dimension, but also has created life within this theme park by becoming a well. I think the portal may be. We don't understand. It's a portal beyond my understanding. May not even be a portal. And also is a well for people that instead of going to another post-earthly existence, the best we can understand it is, so this may only be a theory that's proved incorrect, but it's our working theory at this time, is that that's how life, like these attractions have come to be fully sentient and alive, is something about this portal also acts as a well for post-earthly beings, essences, not their consciousness, though, as far as we could tell. But their essence has also given life to all of the beings within this attraction that we've encountered that have had sentience, which is a lot of them or all of them. Now, they were, Vidul also somehow knew this or discovered that Vidul's using them as workers to unearth the well. The well is currently underwater and rock, and Vidul's trying to block the, divert the water fully and then excavate all the rocks. So that's what's happening. So we were tasked with stopping Vidul. And eventually we got to this room, which was the security office for this part of the park or this attraction and beyond. And we realized that even though we thought we were adventuring and were very close to getting an upper hand with Vidul, that we were really, Vidul had led us here and sealed us in this office, actually, with a fake portal to our home world, because, let's just pretend we're just adventurers, right? We don't but a portal to a world, our home worlds, which wasn't really a portal at all, but, like a place, like a surprise that was not so nice. So here we are in the security office. We were sealed in, and also there's 2 security bots we had to deal with. A third security bot seems to have gained some sentience or been reprogrammed by Mary Bear. And with the help of that security bot, we disabled the other 2 security bots and realized that we could unlock the security room if we could sing the lyrics from the song, the lead song of the attraction. So we overrode the locks and opened the door. Then we rested. We also blocked Vidul from observing us. And now our plan is, I guess, to wait for Vidul's. We went over this briefly, but surprise, Vidul's, sooner or later, Vidul will wonder why Vidul can't check in on us and send somebody to check, and we'll surprise them and maybe get on their outfits. Is that the general plan, or get information from them? Yeah, everybody's nodding their heads, except for one thing. And I'm listening. I'm looking at all your faces, and I know that that plan might not work because Vidul's had us on basically on a rail. I think someone said that in their sleep. They said, "Remember when we played games?" And they used to be games where you were on a rail, but you thought you were on an adventure. And I said, I'm not familiar with that, but I'm familiar. I understand the concept. So Vidul's led us here. And it's tough to know if Vidul's in contact with some mist-based dragon being. Does Vidul just predicting or guiding us, like giving us limited choices where either if we choose A or B, it eventually leads to D. So I'm just wondering if we go through with this plan, would Vidul, like if we had A or B, right? We're stuck in the security room. That's A. B is we somehow figure out against all odds how to get out. That's A or B, I forgot. But, we did that. There had to be some percentage of, or C, we went to the portal. And I think we tried to make Vidul think we were going to go through the portal, or that was our original plan. So maybe we had the same plan, but I was rethinking things because I said even that, like we should do something that Vidul, like something that's not a good idea. I think we should go back to only bad ideas. So does anybody have if we're going with only bad ideas, because we used to have no bad ideas. What about only bad ideas that can't possibly work out? Who's got bad ideas? Oh, Lord Von Chill. Yes, I never consider Lord Von Chill here. I mean, I never consider any of my ideas bad, but if you have to come up with the best bad ideas, I'm probably your person. So one, we could wait and just go along with Vidul's, keep ourselves under Vidul's care. We could seal ourselves back in the security room and do nothing. We could go through the portal. We could get some other manner where we just give up on our goals and we say, we're not going to do it anymore. We could go home and we could go back to camp at the train station. Go ahead, Granada. I think that's a really bad, I think those are bad ideas, but not bad enough. But I think the idea, or too bad, I think giving up on some way, I think Zell, you're right. Like surprising Vidul's team is not going to work. This is WADA. So Vidul's cut off from this room, and the room is sealed. Is there a way we could keep the room sealed and keep Vidul cut off? So we're almost saying yes to one bad idea, even though we wouldn't be in here. Could we say yes to the bad idea? And go ahead, Eleanor. There was once something called Bad Idea Genes, but I don't remember too much about it. But I think I think we could probably work. What if we could talk to the security bot who's listening? Can you understand us? Security bot can. Maybe one of us could work while we're talking. Wada, maybe you could try to either use magic or see if there's any way to record audio to get the bot. We'll come back for the bot. So don't worry. Don't let the bot think we're leaving it for good. And we have that bot imitate Vidul. We set a countdown so the room is sealed permanently, or at least as far as we could tell, right? The singing part, we could still have work. Vidul's not going to know that. And then Vidul could check in, and the bot reports that maybe only by audio, so Vidul can't see anything. And the bot says, report, adventurers gone, big farmed in the sky, like that. Go ahead, Zell. That's great. Those are great. Those are good bad ideas. I mean, I don't think that's actually a bad idea, but I can see you took the bad idea and you added something on to it. I also am thinking Okay, so let's go with the idea of giving up. Like setting aside that we're adventurers, and maybe Lord Von Chill, maybe you maybe you're the best brewer of bad ideas. Like, what is giving up? Like, if we weren't on an adventure, but it's kind of inconvenient for us to go home, and we're going to give up right now, but not turn ourselves. We're actually giving up, but we're not turning ourselves over for Vidul. What would that look like? Because Vidul, that would actually be a decent idea, because then we could fake, and try to turn the tables. Oh yeah, so I'm glad I'm able to provide. Your grace is always here with bad ideas. So giving up without giving in. I mean, I would say, what if we do, we just slept, had a great night's sleep. What if we were to leave here and find a place to take a long break? That would be the worst possible. So we're in the middle of an adventure. Now we have an opportunity where our opposition, Vidul, thinks we're big farmed. And so as far as Vidul's plans would be, either we would come to Vidul or create some sort of, we'd either fake, either we would go to Vidul or we're already gone to the big farm. So just take a break, find a place. I'm thinking of ideal. Now I can keep going on these bad ideas. No one, it's a bad idea, not getting any of your help. We could go to a place where, we could leave the attraction, but if we were going to stay in the attraction, what would be a really good place to take a long break? Like I say, you know what? We're not going to adventure anymore. We're just going to kick back. We're going to have some privacy, have some relaxation, maybe start some hobbies and say, okay, so you're in the middle of an adventure. You have one advantage, and then you're going to do some hobbies. Does anybody have a bad idea related to that? Yeah, this is Wada. What about with Fifi LaFew, the cat we helped with the holiday adventure? Oh yeah, Fifi LaFew. So we could go to the Holiday Lodge, even though it's not actually a lodge. That's a perfect place to take a break. It's got holiday lights. It's always a holiday in the Holiday Lodge. That's what we helped Fifi LaFew with. And anybody else? Eleanor? Yeah, I would love to see the Can Cats, the Prancing Panthers. They had the Spinning Sables. They were talking about doing a show, Dropping Tigresses, Corny Koala. So, let's start going there, because we could, who's got, I'm looking at Zell, looking at the map. Yeah, we could easily get back there without being detected, probably. Wanda, how's it going? Okay, everything's set with the bot. I have promised the bot will return for it, or someone will. And the bot also said that, it seems to understand, once we leave, to close the door and only enable the backup password that we used, and nothing else will work. Whatever controls Vidul has will not work. And to report that it was damaged in our, face-off. So, yeah, we could start going. Everybody give you don't hug a bot, but everybody say, number 5, thanks for, keeping us alive. Okay, we'll see you. Okay, we're following you, Zell. Does Lord Von Chill, you have any more bad ideas? Well, I'd like to know how everything went, since we last left the friends. The friends and work is could we the friends remember they started in that room, we had all that commotion. Maybe we could get them to kind of join, do our work for us. So this is a bad idea. We're on break. We're hanging in the Holiday Lodge, and the friends are having the adventure and doing our chores for us. Okay, that's an idea. Any other ideas outside of Lord Von Chill's idea Because that kind of goes against everything I stand for as a working class warrior. So that's a really bad idea. Any other? Oh, go ahead, Eleanor. I think we should so if we're real, are we really leaning into this? Is there any opportunity for us to lie or to go against? That would go against the three Florences for me, or to yourself or to others, even though. Okay. Well, here comes. There's the entrance to the Holiday Lodge. Password, please. It says, "Hi, we're here to see Fifi LeFew." Oh no, we don't need the password. We're the ones that constructed we gathered everything. Fifi sent us on an adventure to. Oh, it is Fifi. Yeah, Fifi, it's us. We're here. We'd like to be admitted to the Holiday Lodge. No, we don't have a password. Okay. Well, what do we want? Well, we just want to take a break and see, did you ever get the performances going? No. Did you do any, you did some rehearsing though. Oh, the Holiday Lodge is too small. Oh, the demand's very high for your performances. I know this is I'm trying to use my inside voice because I know we're right above the barracks where all the everybody rests. We had to sneak around a lot when we helped you with this, which we did a lot of work to help you. So I don't know if that's a password, but what we could do is just come in and hold on one second, Fifi. What about this? Ultimatums? How about this is a bad idea? Fifi, we're just going to come in and take all the decorations and if this, and then because we had, we didn't give them to you. We loaned them to you. Okay, now, thanks. Hey, Fifi LeFew. Yeah, this is my, okay, hi. We're sorry. You didn't get to perform? Oh, you don't have a performance space. Oh, Eleanor, okay, Eleanor wanted to say something, but, so I don't know. We're really, I wasn't telling the truth, about, decorations. We weren't going to take them back. We were just looking to take a break and have we were thinking, we had this idea. We want to run it by you. What if how's things going with Vidul? Is fine? It's not great, but it's not, can you also keep a secret that we're not here, right? I know you don't work directly with Vidul. Okay, well, here's the thing. We were thinking, we're on an adventure. We're trying to stop Vidul and restore free flow of water, not flood the park, ideally. Though we heard, I can't confirm that the countdown hasn't been started, even though I'm only winking at my teammates because there's something in my eye, not because I'm breaking any ethical standards for adventurers, because there aren't any, and especially when it comes to bad ideas. So I honestly don't know. We didn't start it, but we're not really looking. We're wondering if you could. Get all the friends and then overthrow Vidul, and then you would control things. Isn't there enough of you? Not going to happen. Why isn't it going to happen? You don't, so wait a second. I'm sorry. Can you say that again? So you friends have decided that you're not friends of Vidul, but you're not going to do anything unfriendly to everybody that works for Vidul or Vidul. Unfriendly. How do you define unfriendly? No big farming or, so you're not going to do anything unfriendly. So you're kind of like a pacifist, more or less. Well, that's bad. That's a bad idea, Fifi, in my opinion. But that's good. Normally I would be compelled to tell you what a bad idea that is. But now I'm here to say that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're following through on that. And I think we're here to help you then. If you're not going to stop Vidul, you're just going to keep working with Vidul as in return for having control of the attraction and hope Vidul keeps Vidul's promises, huh? Okay, and you're saying, I'm trying to think the worst spot. Here, let me turn things over to Lord Von Chill, but let me get an understanding lay of the land here. So you have a bunch of great performances, but no place to perform them. We're going to be, we were thinking we wanted a long break, and you will only be friendly to Vidul's, everybody that works for Vidul and Vidul. All of the friends. There's no friend. What about Mary Bear? You can't speak for Mary Bear, but everybody else. Okay. Well, Lord Van Chill, what do you think? Listening to all that. Okay. Well, I'm thinking, believe it or not, I don't mean to brag, but this almost comes natural to me, these bad ideas. Almost like I just think of stuff and label it a bad idea. I don't know what that means about but here's my idea. I guess you could call it, it's a good idea. Don't worry, Fifi. I'm only saying bad idea. It's a new thing we're saying. But when I listened to all that, I was struck with this idea. Okay, so we have the barracks down there, right? And we have the friends up here and working down there, and also all of Vidul's team, which they come and go depending on their shifts. And some of them are, they're different based beings. And they tend to be loud, but they tend to be pretty tired from work when they consume a lot of ale, it seems like, and other things. Well, here's the thing. Like, all the toys, we were only able to make this small holiday lodge, right? And it seems like it's a disappointment because it's not big enough to have performances in. What if we took the barracks, and I mean, not us, but because we can't go down, we can't be seen at this time at least. But what if we took the barracks and made it into a friendly place for everybody, but kind of like people that were working for Vidul. I mean, I don't want to speak for Zell, but, myself, I spent a lot of time on the road. You don't get just to be born into a family and be called Lord Von Chill. I mean, you do, in my case, but then you have expectations foisted upon you, and you go out in the world and you try to prove those, with your good ideas. So I spent a lot of time around a lot of working class warriors and, people like me with a little shinier armor on them. And, I've learned a few things, and there's a lot of steam of getting blown off by the troops, even when you're tired. And some of the best leaders that I've encountered have tried to find a way to keep that in balance. It seems like Vidul works on, if you're tired and you have some ale, you'll go to sleep, and keeping people on a tight schedule. But what would be a worse idea is if they had rewarded, for all their hard work at, trying to disrupt the free flow of water and unearth some power greater than all of our understandings. Maybe they earned some relaxation and shows at the end of the day. And and the friends who love performing have an audience to perform, because I'm sure parts of you deep down, Fifi LaFou, Fifi LaFou, I can't say it. I'm bad at speaking too. LaFleur, yes, what if you put on shows? Then it's a win. It's a terrible idea. It's a good idea, but for what we need, it doesn't help us at all. So it only helps you be friendly. You give the gift of performance. They get a performance. They get something that feels like a party place. You know what I'm saying? Can cats. Who can't get? We were talking about on the way here. The spinning sables, there's other, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to get right on it. Okay. So so we'll just be here in the holiday lounge. We'll be hanging in the holiday lounge. We can observe, you really think, bye Fifi. Interesting. So, looks like that plan is going somewhere. Everybody, No one chime, or my bad ideas are pretty good, huh? Yeah, this is yeah, Lord Von Chill. That bad idea was effective. Okay, so it looks like what we could do is like, what if we just I don't know if we can do this. Like, it used to be, there was ways to pass time where it would pass quicker. I mean, like a sleeping or whatever, while they get everything set up. Probably only take Fifi. Oh, yeah, they're already working on stuff and talking to some of Vidul's team. Like, what if we take shifts watching and resting, but do that thing where time passes? Can you weave one of those spells, Wada? I'm weaving it right now. So everybody, I'll just count to 10, and then it'll be like about 2.5 days have passed, which still should give us time, in case you weren't lying about the countdown. Well, I was lying, but I could have been accidentally telling the truth. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, whoa, there's just a show finishing up down there. And, there's a lot of applause. It looks like really idyllic. Like, it almost looks like it could be a different oh boy, what's that thundering? Everybody get to the windows here, and let's, there's Vidul. That's a very smoky and thundery appearance of Vidul. And Vidul seems to be, Vidul seems to be, body language-wise, Vidul looks very unhappy. But, okay, oh, you can do that. Okay, so we can listen in. Okay, so, only I can hear it, so I should tell you. Okay, thanks for sticking your finger in my ear. That was magic. Okay, so Vidul's talking about efficiency and time schedules. So there's Mary Bear. Oh, that seems to be who Vidul's most unhappy with. And they fall. Oh, Mary Bear is saying we're actually 30% more efficient since the show started. But Vidul says things are still off schedule. If it's 30%, then 30% more work should have been done. Okay, so they're having a little discussion about efficiency. So I guess, okay, I'll just lay it out because it's very confusing. They're really using a lot of words, and bad idea. I'll just, basically, there was an expectation of how many hours would be worked. So Vidul's like kind of like thinking like, oh, if everybody's supposed to work 12 hours a day, you're supposed to work 12 hours a day. Mary Bear had figured out how much work the workers get done in 12 hours and made them 30% more efficient so they could work. They're actually working still more out. I mean, they're not working 12 hours anymore. And so in 8 hours, they were getting 12 hours of work done, but they're working 9 hours. So they're getting even more work done. But Vidul seems to be holding to the thought that, so it seems like a misunderstanding of like, honest, and that's what Mary Bear's saying, honest misunderstanding. Vidul's saying, oh boy, then now there's like, there's the mist dragon appearing this is the first time we've seen the mist dragon. It is breathtaking. It seems to be a dragon made of mist. And it's, okay, it's not happy with Vidul or Mary Bear. Okay, this is interesting. It's actually not taking the Mr. Dragon is asking Vidul and Mary Bear what's happening, but it's usually, it's from afar, a very, very strong projection of voice, and they're both kind of explaining their sides. Okay, now the Mist Dragon's saying it needs to be fixed. 12 hours at 30% more efficiency is what we need. And now it's telling Vidul should have realized this. And okay, now the dragon's telling Mary Bear that, okay, so everybody's kind of watching, but it's not too tense because this just kind of feels like everybody's looking for how to solve it. Now Mary Bear owes the Mist Dragon 30% past efficiency for the time wasted. Okay, now all the Vidul's team is kind of looking a little bit awkward, and they're saying, we can make it up. We'll work 14 hours. Now the Mist Dragon is kind of letting them know who's in charge. And everyone's face is like, I'm here to help solve these things. But it's saying that Mary Bear owes it 30. Okay, Mary Bear says, what do you want me to do? Oh, boy. Okay. Yes, so, okay, and it's happening. The Mist Dragon is misting Mary Bear. Okay, so this is interesting. I think there's something. No, let's stop with the bad ideas. So, oh no. So Mary Bear is no longer an animatronic, or only an animatronic. The mist being has misted and kind of taking in Mary Bear into its being as like, and everyone's watching this and no one likes it. And is saying there, it's problem solved. Like, now everyone needs to get back to work. But also you could still so it's like, no one's comfortable. But the Mist Dragon isn't pushing the extremes either, saying, okay, now you just got to work 12 hours and then you can come use this room. But deep down, everyone's frowny-faced. Oh, hey, Fifi LaFew. Yeah, that was, okay. Oh, okay, we'll hold you. We'll hug you. Yeah, are you ready? Do you think you and the friends are ready to not be friends with Vidul? No. Okay. Oh, yeah, we shouldn't be solving anything. You're right. We should just be holding you. We'll take turns holding you while we just ponder, or I'll just ponder. So there's something happening then. Okay, so we know now this mist-based being is connected to the portal, but there is a time fuse here because why would it have to, does anyone else recognize or anybody have any ideas? Well, I have some ideas. I mean, what if we all hug each other as a group and then go hug Vidul? No, well, eventually we don't need oh, no, that wasn't that was a bad idea. He's kidding. That was actually a joke. He can actually be funny sometimes. Yeah, no, it's totally being funny. Yeah, that was a bad idea on purpose. Yeah, see? Sometimes he's accidentally funny, but it's he's subconsciously funny sometimes. Okay, so would anybody have any ideas though about this? Eleanor, go ahead. Yeah, this reminds me of one of the three Florence's tales, the trials of the Florence of the machines in the machine world. This does seem to apply a little bit here. The Florence of the machines, I grasp it now because the Florence of the machines was a bit like, was a repair of machines like Mary Bear Repair. I don't know why I blocked that from my mind for so long. And I guess I'm trying to figure out how to distill the message from the story. But basically, like every once in a while, another goddess or god would come along and try to challenge Florence to be, the leader of all the machines, right? And once this one god named Bibu came along and said, I challenge you to prove that you're more efficient than me, and Florence said, well, what is the challenge? And Bibu said, well, we'll gather a large number of machines. And you'll have the machines do one of the hardest things, which is repetitive tasks. And we'll have equal, everything will be equal at first. And we'll see who can continue that, because this was on, God-based time. So, GBT, different for us. This would have taken thousands of years probably. And I don't know if I think they're juggling planets or whatever, asteroids or something. So it said, and whoever can maintain and keep it up longer wins and takes over. I have now this Bibu is very shiny and very flashy. Where I guess they called it like, what do they call it, emo or goth or something. Like Florence of the Machine, she was much more like she always had like grease and mud from working on the machines and wearing an apron and a smock and all that. And she said, fine. Accept your challenge, as I have to do once every millennia or whatever. Now, what Bibu didn't tell Florence or anyone, which was in the allowable rules of God-based competitions, is Bibu was like from a lineage of gods and demigods and planets that were living that were creators of cogs and widgets, Cogsley Widget Works or something. And so Bibu's plan was to, instead of maintaining all the machines under Bibu's care, was to replace their parts even before they wore out, not to do maintenance, with the idea that that would optimize everything, and then all the machines would always be new. And Florence knew this and knew that, there would be a while where Bibu would look like clearly Florence was going to lose and Bibu was going to win. But because of chaos theory and metal fatigue theories that Florence had much more knowledge of, what Florence called, which is interesting because this is one of the sayings, the power of Greece, that's one of the things that unites all the Florences. And when people get lost and they just, like the person we encountered earlier who just was into Florence and the Hendersons, the power of the Greece alone is not enough to sustain all three Florences. But the power of the Greece is something that's well known. And we believe in the power of Greece. Give it some grease. So Florence was, and this was like, at least in, as far as gods and people that could observe this was big news and everyone was following it along. But no one understood except for Florence, the machine of the machines. And so it looked like all was lost, and Florence just kept greasing the machines, fixing them as needed. And it was kind of dull and laborious. And smelly and whatever. Some of the machines would be sputtering and whatever. Florence just went along maintaining the machines. Where whatever, I forgot who their name was. So they could like, just because I'm trying to kept replacing the machine parts and then even building new, replacing the machines almost entirely. But eventually it all came and Florence's machines, even as they aged, were able to age gracefully in a way that the motion kept going much longer. It all fell apart for Udo. And it didn't work out. So that's the end of my tale. Okay. This is, I'm not exactly sure I'm following you, but that was a good tale. I think I think I'm going to have to take some time to process it. But I think what we need to do is come up with some kind of plan here, because what I was thinking is that there is some sort of time pressure on the Mist Dragon. And there is something like, this isn't all is lost situation right now. I mean, maybe I'm deflecting from the fact that Mary Bear's been and then we're still trying to hold Fifi LaFleur and I'm watching all the other team members of a duel and the friends hugging each other and comforting each other. And they have comfort, right? But something about the Mr. Dragon and Vidul is just focused on time and efficiency. Oh, so that's what you mean. Like, give it a little grease. Like, tears are like grease in that sense, huh? And tears and hugs are just like grease. I don't know how we're going to make tears and hugs and not, but we're going to have to stop Vidul, because I don't think they're going to let us stop Vidul either. No one is. But let's rest here in our little holiday hangout, and then we'll move on, and we'll get this figured out. Maybe. I hope. So yeah. Also, Eleanor, your story kind of put everybody else to sleep. So good night, everybody. All right, but this is Scoots. I wanted to thank some people who signed up for the referral program. We got some longtime referrers that have hit some numbers, and some newer people working their way towards it. Sign up if you want to support the show for free. And starting at some point in November 2023, you could get access. This will probably come out after that. Now I'm thinking about it, but that's fine. But yeah, so let me run through. So let's see. Casey had 2 page visits, no referrals yet. Let me see if I can look at this in a different way. We got Joe, 13 page visits, 4 previews, 2 referrals. Okay, then we got a bunch of people that has signed up but haven't. Blub, Eden, Candace, Katie, Allie, Alex, Danielle, Phil, and Thomas. They're probably getting ready to share. Thanks for signing up. Fred has 1 page view. Thanks, Fred. Ginger, 6 page views. So not any referrals yet. Samson, Kelsey, Jenna, 3 page views, 1 referral. Thanks, Jenna. Petra, just signed up. Michelina, 28 page views, 11 previews, and 2 referrals. All right. Micah, 1 page view. Hannah, 4 page views, 1 referral. So when you hear those smaller ones, it's usually like a really effective post, like, hey, this is my favorite episode and this is why. Or on it, like commenting on a post and saying, oh, no, this is what I sleep to and this is why I like it. Cody, 3 page views. We've got Alexis, 3 page views, 1 preview. Lex, 3 page views, 1 referral. All right, Lex. Lori, 1 page view. Mary, 15 page views. Aiden, 2 page views. James just signed up. Sarah, 5 page views, 1 preview, 1 referral. Thanks, Sarah. Heidi, 22 page views, 8 previews, and 5 referrals. So Heidi, this was a while back. I don't know if Heidi, if you're still listening and you're still referring people, once November 2023 comes, you'll be getting that coupon coming in there. Bruce, 12 page views. MJ just signed up. Leggy, 11 page views, 5 previews, 3 referrals. All right, Leggy, you'll be also hearing from us. Kathy, 6 page views, 4 previews, not any referrals yet. Well, it kind of depends on your pitch and the context. It's not a reflection on, that this is kind of how they say it, if you're part of a conversation. So we got Stephanie, 10 page views, 1 preview. Amy signed up. Griffin signed up. Mary, 1 page view, 1 preview. David, 6 page views, 2 previews. Mal signed up. Louisa, Nick, Mark, 1 page view. Elena just signed up. Faith, 5 page views. Tanya, 5 page views, 2 previews. Morgan, Tara, Christina signed up. Lorinda signed up. So yeah, thanks everybody for signing up and being willing to. It's a huge way to show your support for the podcast, spreading the word, letting people know about it, and getting rewarded for it. So if you're in a position to support the show directly, that's the best way to do it. And you can do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. That'll get you access to our premium stuff. Sleep With Me as a service. You could also support the sponsors if you like listening to ad-supported show and you want it to be available there whenever you need it. Supporting the sponsors is a huge way to help and letting me know at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sponsors. Or if you're not in a position to support the show or the sponsors, but you do want to support the show directly, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer is where you could do that and get rewarded. So if you can't afford to pay for Sleep With Me as a service, we say, hey, I want some of that sweet, sweet service. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. Thanks and good night, everybody. All right, everybody, this is Scoots. This is a tuck you in message. And as I start this message out, I want to make this very clear, especially if you're listening right now and you're new. You only listen to this show occasionally, like once in a while when you need it, or you're just having a tough time right now, getting through something, getting over something, the kind of things I talk about in the intro. Or if you're like me, a lot of times in my life where things financially felt challenging and supporting the show just isn't possible, you really don't need to do anything. You don't need to support the show directly or be concerned because we really do have you. And I'm going to read through some testimonials of people that support the show for them and for you. And those testimonials are just a few of the thousands of people that support the show. So it can be here for people that can't support the show, or it really wouldn't make sense if you're only listening occasionally, if you're new, for you to support the show. So we have you covered. Like the listeners who I'm going to read through tonight, and like I'm trying to return to doing, we've done in the past, they're the reason the show can be here night after night, and that you don't have to worry about him. But before we get to those testimonials, there is a BUT, right? If you are listening right now and you normally listen all night long to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes a night, or you listen most nights during the week, if you fall asleep fast and you just happen to be hearing this, or you've been listening longer than a year, if the show is a big part of your evenings, your wind down, and your sleep, you know, that's where I've been trying to be more and more clear and direct. I love making this podcast. The people that work with the show, work on the show, love making it. I love being a service, trying to bring sleepy joy and delight, help you fall asleep, bring you comfort in the deep, dark night. But the only way that happens is if you're in one of those listener categories, is if people that listen the same way as you do support the show. And we all go through seasons, right? So maybe you had your season of supporting the show, or maybe your season of supporting the show's coming up, or maybe you're like, well, I'm not sure. Let me look outside and see what I think. Or maybe you're hoping like that someone else will support the show, because it is either you or someone that listens like you supporting the show, or it's no one supporting the show tonight, right? It's either an all-night listener other than you, or you, the all-night listener, you, the multiple nights a week listener, you, the person that's been listening, or someone else that listens just like you, or it's just to be clear, like that's really what keeps the show going and impacts ups and downs of the show. So I don't know if tonight's your night. If you are in a position to support the show, you've been putting it off, maybe think about supporting it right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And don't wait for tomorrow or set some kind of thing tomorrow, or kind of like me, think fondly of the person that we're both hoping steps up tonight, that all-night listener, that person that falls asleep fast, somebody that's been listening 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or someone that's here every night with us. But who has you guys, who's in the community supporting the show for everyone? Well, Melissa Melissa's been listening for over 2 years now, nearly nightly. So a nearly nightly listener. And it helps so much and puts me in a very relaxed mood. I finally subscribed when I realized on most nights I didn't have my phone with me, but I could literally recite the beginning of the podcast in my head. And even that in my head almost worked. And the reason I didn't do it sooner was part of it was cost, but now I'm in a financial place to do so. But the other part was complacency. I think forgetting to do it when I inevitably would fall asleep. I've always been one of the super listeners described on the show, and I kept putting it off. And I think that came from a place of having all free podcasts. I think it was just truly complacency. I think you say it well on the podcast. This show has given me so much support and help. It's time to turn around and support you and the team. It feels nice to feel like we have a hand in keeping it afloat. And that is really true. And Taylor also supported the show. And Taylor said, I'm an adult, late 20s, early 30s, go through brief periods of insomnia that last around a month. And I tried sleeping me on a friend's recommendation and bounced off it. It wasn't until a few years later when I was really struggling that I tried it again and it worked. And I found the ads distracting and decided to try out ad-free ones by supporting the show and found this version worked perfectly. The monthly cost is small compared to the benefit I get from the show. And even when my insomnia quiets down a bit, I still enjoy listening to the show because I like listening to Scooter. So thanks, Taylor. And then Stephanie. Stephanie has been listening for about 8 years, and I had the same experience Scooter just describes all the time. I tried the podcast and disliked it. I just didn't get it yet. And then later I was traveling. I thought I'd give her another try, and I've been listening since. And I really like the references on the show, some of the personal stories, and I can fall asleep really quickly now, and that's completely worth supporting the show. And I put on Sleep With Me also to make me feel more comfortable in other times. I just feel like I spend so much money on things that have no meaning in my life. This show means much more to me that I can't help but being a supporter. In the past, I felt like other people would take care of it for me, like there was people with limitless money who should be doing it for the rest of us. But once I really thought about how I spend my money and my deep relationship with the show, I realized I am one of the very few people who should be a supporter. It took a while, but I did so 3 years ago. I feel like I'm probably one of those super listeners. Scooter works hard for us, and hard work deserves fair compensation. And what about Debbie, who said, I listen almost every night, sometimes all night. I try to keep my queue full. I especially like the Trader Joe's episodes, and I feel comforted by a familiar voice. That's why I support Sleep With Me as a bore bestie, and it seems like a good value. The obstacle to me supporting the show was remembering to do so. Was to remember to do it once I decided to support this podcast. And if I feel responsible, free is great. But if something has worth, it's also important to support it financially. So thanks, Melissa, Taylor, Stephanie, and Debbie for supporting the show. Wouldn't exist without listeners like you. And maybe you relate to one. Maybe you're the person tonight, the Taylor, Stephanie, Debbie, Melissa tonight that'll support the show. And when you do, I believe it or not, I send out a video and I ask you why. So I'm looking forward to hearing your why of why you support the show. Thanks.